Am I the asshole for poisoning my roommate after he kept stealing my food? I live with my roommate, who is a 100-year-old man. I'm a 100-year-old woman, and I originally lived alone, but due to financial difficulties, I decided to take in a roommate. A friend recommended him, and he seemed fine. Whoa! He didn't smoke or do drugs, and he agreed to pay half the rent and utilities. However, we've had serious issues lately. I work late nights, so I usually prepare meals before leaving for work. For the first few months, everything was fine. But recently, my food has been disappearing, and every time I asked him about it, he denied it. Even when I labeled my food with my name, it still went missing. I even caught him eating my food a few times, but he continued to deny it. For additional context, my roommate is severely allergic to nuts. He made it clear when he moved in, and I've avoided nuts in our shared space to accommodate his allergy. After weeks of frustration, I decided to teach him a lesson. I prepared mac and cheese adding almond powder. I clearly labeled it and even sent him a message with a photo saying that mac and cheese is mine. Don't touch it to ensure everything was above board. I also set up a hidden camera in the kitchen. As expected, when I returned home, the mac and cheese was gone and he had left the container out. Hours later, I found out he had an allergic reaction and ended up in the hospital. His mom called me, furious, accusing me of poisoning him. I explained that it was my food, clearly labeled and explicitly marked it for him not to eat. She called me careless for having nuts in the house, and I told her it wasn't my responsibility to baby him, especially since I'd repeatedly warned him not to take my food. I was frustrated and told her I didn't care about him because of his repeated theft and lies. Now his mom is demanding I pay his hospital bills, but I feel justified. I followed all reasonable steps to prevent this, and he ignored them. I even made him sign a roommate agreement stating our food and groceries were not to be shared. Additionally, his allergy isn't life-threatening unless consumed in large amounts. I added only a small amount of almond powder, so I've since confirmed that his mom drove him to the hospital. Sort of no ambulance was needed. And he's already texting friends. While I don't regret teaching him a lesson, I just feel conflicted about the situation. So, am I the asshole for how I handled this?